Going on, guys? My name is Brian Couch, and we are going to start here shortly. I'm going to come over to the chat. It says, it looks like Lavinia, did I pronounce that right? She is here. If you guys are live with us right now, I'm going to share my screen and show you. This right here is where we'll be doing the chats. Okay. Hi. All right, cool. So we've got some awesome stuff to share with you guys tonight. I'm sure she heard that. How do I stop that? There we go. All right, cool. So we got some awesome stuff to share with you tonight. Sarita is on her way. Some of you guys probably know who she is. But live with me right now, who is going to unmute her microphone and come on out, is Terri. And let me tell you a little bit about Terri. I met her, let's see, how long ago was that, Terri? It had to have been almost a year, at least a year, right? Oh, you're still muted.
Well, that's the thing. We met online, yeah, a year or two ago, but then met in person only a few months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. At least 6 months ago or so at an event. Hey there, yes. So hold on, make sure. See, it doesn't look like anybody is on live on the page right now, so I want to make sure that that is here. Okay, Sammy is in. Hey, Sammy, how are you? Let's see if is this video actually playing? Yes, it is. All right, it is playing, and we are good to go. Okay, cool. So yeah, I met Terri. I guess a couple of years ago, and then in person at a live event. And the magic of just kind of seeing her on the internet was cool, and we kind of connected and we chatted a little bit. But when we got together in person, that's when we were able to take things to a new level. So, you know, I'd say for a lot of you guys watching this here, I don't know whether you've been able to make it to a lot of events, but I've got some people on my team that, you know, they've never been able to really get to a live event in the States. And we put those on every 3 months, and it's really, really awesome. Personally, I wouldn't be able to travel around the world and do the things that I do if it weren't for a live event. And so when I found out that, you know, I'm going to be going to you know, when I found out I was going to go to Australia and I was going to be here for several months, I was like, well, maybe I should talk to some of the other leaders here in Australia and see if we could put on a workshop, put on a mastermind, put on an event to really help the people here, because some of the stories that I heard was, you know, they really want to get here. It looks really, really incredible, but the flight to get there is really, really expensive, and then you have the jet lag for like 2 days. I mean, guys, I experienced that for the first time ever. I left LAX in California, and it was at like 9 p.m. on Sunday, and then I land all the way over in Auckland in New Zealand at I think it was like 10 a.m. on Tuesday. What happened on Monday, right? And so I was like totally disoriented, and I get there and I go through a whole day. It took me like 3 days to fully get on schedule. And to think that you've got to go through that and then try to absorb everything in an event all the way on literally the opposite side of the world, you know, it's difficult. So what I wanted to do is just kind of put some things together for you guys that are here, and I teamed up with a couple more people, and I want to tell you guys about them now. So I see that we've got 5 viewers on here, so if you could let me know in those comments that you're there. I see that we've got Sammy, and I see that we've got Lavinia. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Right over there. So if you go to my Facebook wall, that's facebook.com/BrianCouch85. I've got a spot where we can talk in the comments right there. But if you don't know anything about me, my name is Brian Couch. Let's see, about 3 years ago, I was sitting in a cubicle and I was working 50 hours a week, and it was bored, you know, it was mundane. I was just exhausted with what I was doing. I was burnt out. You know, I was basically spending the majority of my life doing something I didn't really like to make money that wasn't really worth it. And you know, so I was like, something's got to change. You know, I got to do something about it. So I get on the internet and I start searching around, and I come across a couple of options. In fact, I come across a lot of things, and a lot of them just look like scams. A lot of them look stupid, but you know, something about one of them really caught my eye, and I decided to get started. Well, I jump in, and you know, I guess my eyes were bigger than my stomach, right? Like I jump in and I'm like, oh man, this is a little overwhelming. I don't really know what to do with all this stuff. But I start going through it anyway. I'm kind of, you know, looking at it here and there, and I'm at the low level. I'm just kind of teasing around, and they have an event. And my buddy Lawrence tells me, Brian, you got to get to this event. You know, you need to get to the event because that's where you're going to have your big breakthrough. That's where you're really going to see how all this stuff works, and it's just going to snap. It's just going to all come together, and it's going to make sense. And so I decided to go to the event, and that was September something, 2012. It was September 2012. And when I got to that event, that is when I really had my big breakthrough. That's when I said, this is absolutely 100% what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. This is what I'm going to do to create the lifestyle that I want. This is what I'm going to do to work on a part-time basis to get out of my job so that I can then travel the world and do the things that I want to do on a full-time, you know. And 7 months later was the very last day that I had a job. In fact, if you go back to my Facebook account, it was like 2013, May 31st. You know, I got this video of me right there. I don't have the beard because they didn't really let me grow huge beards back then. And I was a lot less free, right? But that was the very first day. I was excited. I was fired up. I had a beard. I was going off to the pool to have me some fun. But anyway, that was the day that my freedom happened. That was 2.5 years ago. Since then, I've probably been to, I don't know, maybe like 15 or 20 different places a year. And I'd never actually been to the other side of the world. You know, being from Dallas, Texas, the exact opposite side is Australia. And so now here, I'm in Melbourne. I learned how to pronounce it correctly, Melbourne. And I've been here for going on a month, and I've got about maybe 3.5 more weeks before we head on up to the Gold Coast to show you guys a little bit more about what we're talking about. So without further ado, you know, we've got Sarita coming on here in a second, but I want to bring out Terri and kind of ask her a little bit about what's been your experience, because you actually have flown all the way to America. You've been to a bunch of the events. Tell us a little bit about what it was like before, and then some of the things that you've been able to accomplish since then. And tell your story too. I don't know if everybody knows who you are, Terri.
Sure, no problems. Yeah, hey everyone. Stoked to be on here with you, Brian, and the Sarita coming on soon. So yeah, my name's Terri Nichols, in the eastern corner of New South Wales, right next to the rainforest. Mum of 3. Now, I wear a bunch of hats. I'm a singer-songwriter. I trained as a natural health practitioner, environmental activist, and online entrepreneur. So I kind of wear these hats, and I'll just jump into a little bit of my story, and then I'll get to your event question. Because for me, the power of the internet I kind of realized how powerful the internet was when I, as a singer-songwriter, decided to do an online launch of my album. I just finished my first full-length album, and I'd heard of this strategy to launch your album online, and I just was like, I'm going to do that. And then it actually took me a while to summon up the courage, you know, to actually go ahead and do that. You know how if you're listening out there, sometimes you can resonate with something, but then it takes you an inner journey to actually step into that. And I think events actually very pivotal in people actually stepping into taking action on a strategy that is known to work. But anyway, back to this story. I kind of just set out to prove that as an unsigned singer-songwriter, I was pregnant with my 3rd child, that I could top the Amazon bestseller charts and share my music with the world, inspire lots of other singer-songwriters, and actually make an income based on my passion for my family. And it was just an amazing experience to see what happened, because my album went from like number 261,000th to number 1 in 12 hours. Like, it was just wild. And this is, above, Eva Cassidy and Bob Dylan and, all these incredible singer-songwriters. But just to see the power of a strategy that works, and the power of the internet and social media to really share a message and share inspiration and, share what I had to give to the world. So that was when I kind of was just like clicked. I was like, this works. This internet stuff, power as a way to share yourself with the world, as a way of making an income from your passion. Powerful. Part of that story is after that. Oh, Sarita, you're here. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. My kids, yes, mummy duty. So I finally got on.
No problem.
Cool. I let you keep talking.
No problem. But I realized after that I actually didn't have any, apart from it's an amazing launch and sharing my music with the world, making, $9,000 US on launch day, which for a singer-songwriter is significant. 8 months pregnant with my baby, is that I actually didn't have automated systems set up. I didn't have a way of taking that and making it, having a residual income from that in a sense, and have a way to share the other parts of myself that I really wanted to bring forth and share with the world. And so for me, that's when I kind of came across this this community and this platform, this vehicle, which has then allowed me just really to step into sharing these other facets of myself in a way that actually brings me an income for my family. So I'm just so grateful. And then to come full circle back to the events, yes, getting to that event in Vegas was really, really powerful. Sarita and I actually flew over with each other, and where I got to meet Brian. But there's something about just actually surrounding yourself by real people. You can connect with people virtually, and they are real friendships and real connections, but when you get in the same room and can actually give someone a real hug, there's just something really powerful that happens. It's like you're more than the sum of your parts. You know, magic happens, connections are made, your light bulbs go off. You know, you might think you're going there to learn a strategy, but then someone will just say something that just lights something inside you. So that's definitely what happened for me when I came back from Vegas, just so clear and focused, and realizing that the biggest way for me to make an impact in the world, because yes, I want to create freedom for my family, but I'm really about environmental health and, you know, really leaving a legacy for our children, a healthy world, was to actually really crank up my business and be able to have my own time freedom and financial freedom for my family, but also to be able to give back more effectively to the world. So that just really sparked some amazing results. And then from that, having the actual event in Perth in September was, yeah, just another one of those powerful event experiences. So I'm thrilled to be able to be bringing it over to the East Coast this time, and you know, just to make it accessible for people on the East Coast to tap into the power of an event and what we're going to bring to you. So there's some of my story and some of my thoughts.
Yeah, what was that number again? 260? 206,000?
261,683. 261,000, yeah, to number one. I know, it was just madness.
So crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big one. You know, you don't need to wait around to be discovered, whether you, like I'm talking about a singer-songwriter, but, you know, whatever your passion is that you have to bring to the world, your life experience, your skills, whatever, it's like, you know, you don't have to wait around to be discovered. This internet, this tool that we have access to is so powerful, especially when you tap into a system that actually, you know, automates a bunch of online processes. Yeah, but back over to you, Brian.
Okay, yeah, now that is super awesome. If I could piggyback on one more thing that you said, in addition to 12 hours going from way, way, way down at the bottom to the #1 song, that's incredible for sure. So the concept, the idea of what we have obviously works. But one of the things that I personally struggled with, and I don't know how many of you guys watching right now can relate to this, but it was with a bit of procrastination. I always said, you know, I wanted to get this done, but I never could. You know, I would say, yeah, absolutely, I'm going to do that, and I'd get all excited, and I'd plan a bunch of things, because planning doesn't really take actual work, but the work would never, you know, I never really got it done. And when I first finally started going to events, and I started going to every single one of them that I could go to, what happened is, by surrounding me around all these other people that are actually taking action, they're actually making things happen, they're becoming successful. A lot of them are becoming successful really, really quickly, like Sarita here, who I'm about to bring out in a second once her screen stops being black. But being able to surround yourself around those people, it kind of creates this new environment in your head where you do start to act like the people who you spend your time around. I mean, if you think about it, we've probably heard the cliche that, you know, you are the average of the people that you spend the most time with. And if you think about it, I don't talk anything like you know, Terri. I don't have that same accent because I didn't grow up spending time with people who speak that way. You know, I kind of sound like a guy from a big city in Texas because that's who I grew up hanging around with. And so I also grew up hanging around with people that didn't have very, very big goals. And to get to an event and spend a lot of time with people who do have really, really big goals, that was a massive breakthrough for me personally. And I'm going to share a couple more breakthroughs. But first, I do want to bring out Sarita. Can you hear us, Sarita? your screen went black. I'm not sure if she sent us a message or anything. I don't know. Well, I got a story for you guys. Terry, if you could figure out what's going on with her end of things. Oh, there she is. There she is. So I first met Sarita. This was back in actually, crazily enough, oh, the picture that's like right there of me on stage. Very, very first time I ever spoke on stage. Scared shitless. You know, I'd never done anything like that ever before, spoke in front of hundreds of people, let alone thousands, including the live stream. And, you know, I've never even really spoken in front of like 20 or 30 people. And to get up there and give that speech and just be really, really awesome at it was 100% because of the things that I learned about video marketing. And I can't wait to share a lot of those things with you because they made me become a very, very effective communicator. It made me able to build my business while I'm traveling so that if I have brownouts and don't have electricity sometimes or Wi-Fi, I'm still making money all the time. I'm going to share a lot of those things with you. But that was actually the first time I met Sarita, was right there, and I shared a couple of things with her that I think maybe helped out. So Sarita, if you could come out and share with us your story. You know, so I have a bunch of people from my list on here that may actually not know you yet.
Sure. Thank you, Brian, for having me. I'm super excited. You're here in Australia because I met Brian the first time, I think, was New Orleans last year in May. That was my first Empower Network event. I only got started in the business last year in February, and the New Orleans event was my first event. And yeah, Brian has had this big impact on me, and I don't know why, but one of the things he told me in the beginning, because I was a bit overwhelmed to be connected, and yeah, he spoke on stage at that event, and I looked up to him as an authority figure at that time, and I really thought, you know, well, I was overwhelmed, and he gave me one of the best advices ever, which was, you know, take 80% action, 20% training. So you can go into overwhelm, but I just really, you know, the reason I think I've been very successful with Empower is because I have gone to live events every 3 months, and I have attended masterminds. I've attended, goodness, so many, I guess at least 5 or 6 masterminds, and then every event. And my results have just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and I know it's because of everything that I've been doing. You know, it is truly an investment, and I think it's just having that belief and being around people like Brian. Now we're friends and we're kind of equals, I guess. But when I met him the first time, I put him on the pedestal. You know, he was on stage, I was brand new, and he was like this celebrity, you know, and the same with Justin Varengia. Yeah, I was really nervous meeting him, and now I feel like we're like really close friends too. And you know, he's like this $1 million earner, but the only reason I'm friends with him and I feel like he's my equal is because I've gone to events and I have connected with 7-figure earners even, and they're my friends now, and that gives me the belief that I can do that too. And they're just people like me with, you know, with a life, with issues, with, you know, they're just normal people, but you put people on a pedestal, you know, when they have results and you don't at that time. And so I think that in itself is really important. That's why masterminds are so awesome, because you get to hang out with people, and you know, at the BAM mastermind that we did in Perth, which was awesome, we'd be like jamming away. Like Terri was in the evening, she was doing her music, and we just had the blast. Like we learned so much, but then we just hung out later, and a lot of breakthroughs actually often happen. And I think maybe Brian would agree too. At events, it's often in the lunch breaks, or, you know, it happens during the event, but it often actually happens like certain conversations when you can have a breakthrough. It could be something like as simple as one sentence, like Brian told me in the beginning, that could be like your breakthrough. And I'm just, yeah, I'm addicted to going to events and masterminds. And I'm just so excited. I'm now running masterminds. We had a mastermind in Perth. It was our first one in Australia, and it was a huge success. And I love just doing it because I love connecting. I just love the culture and also the support that you get. You know, after the mastermind, it's like it never stops. And like my personal results are just, to me, like proof that they work. And I would just highly recommend anyone to attend events and go to masterminds, because for me, I've never looked back. And that's all I've done every 2-3 months since I got started in the business, and I'm now one of the top earners. I'm on the 6 month income leaderboard. I think I'm spot 8 or something, just under Lawrence, I think, which is pretty exciting. Because like Lawrence is a 7-figure earner, he's $1 million ring earner, so that's pretty amazing, you know. A stay-at-home mom that had never done anything in the industry, and I'm just on my own, single mom. I don't have a partner. I'm doing this all on my own, and I'm up there with all these people that are, you know, been around for a while. Makes me feel pretty special. But I know it's not that I'm special. It's me having that drive and having that commitment to my business, following the steps, following what the leaders say. And I've always done that. Like, I've always tried to put my ego in the bin, because I really didn't have an ego. I mean, how can I have an ego? I've never worked in the industry, which was a good thing, because I never, you know, I never could say I know it better. I just knew I didn't know nothing, so I better just listen to what people say. It works, and I'm doing it, and it has worked. And so, yeah, I'm just really excited that we're going to do something here in Australia as well, again, very soon. And I have so much to share, and I feel like I can give a lot of value now, because I have truly good results, and I can just share with, you know, with everyone what's working for me really well, and how quickly, you know, all the little bit of secret sauce of Sarita that helps me, I don't know, has helped me, and keeps helping me stay on that income leaderboard, you know, which is pretty exciting, and it's very addictive. So I am I'm very addicted to being on it, and I have no intention to not be on this. You know, like, I'm constantly, like, I'm very aware of where I am, and I'm quite ambitious and hungry, and I would like to share with everyone and help them as well. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think, you know, it's just been so inspirational and so exciting for me to watch that, to kind of meet you when you were brand new at your very first event, and then to see you grow and then become this Australian powerhouse, right? Where you know, you're a mommy on a mission. You know, out there just kicking butt every single day and helping people do the exact same thing. And one thing that I really notice about you specifically is the amount that you pour into your team, and the amount of love that you have for the people who you speak with, and the level that you connect with them. You know, when I was talking to Sarita and we were talking about putting this on, I come from like a computer background and an engineering background, and I was like, well, you know, I had a lot of success with SEO and with like some of these technical things, and you know, I can kind of talk on that. And she's like, well, you know, I really just want to help people kind of believe that this is a lifestyle that they can have, and by being around all of us in this mastermind, it's really going to raise them up. And she got me thinking about the times when, you know, I actually went to a workshop, when I went to a mastermind, when I went to a small, more private gathering, and how massively that pushed me forward in some of the intangibles, some of the things that you can't really say, okay, well, yeah, I do this, and this, and it works. Okay, this is more of like, you know, why can Dave do these things, and he makes, you know, 8 figures, he makes over, you know, 170 million in sales, and I try to follow the exact same formula, and it doesn't quite work the same for me. What is that intangible? What am I missing here? And by being around these people, I was able to gather some of that information. And I remember the very first one I went to was one that Toby Black and Lawrence Tam put on, and Layla was there too. But it was a Black and Tam event, and this was in Orlando. And when I went there, you know, they went through the normal stuff, and Lawrence is he was an engineer like me, so he went over some of the dull, kind of dry, you know, this is the strategy, and these are the technical things, and all that. And I was like, all right, cool, I got this kind of stuff. But then there was this moment where I had this shift, and it was a lot like a shift that you had, Sarita, where he actually said something that I knew not to be true. It was about a Google keyword research tool, and he said something. I was like, actually, it doesn't work that way. And I stood up and I was like, hey, yeah, and I kind of corrected what he was saying. And he's like, oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Brian, thank you. And then he went on about teaching, and right there I'm like, you know what? This is something that I can do. You know, I don't need to know all this technical bull crap, right? I just need to kind of follow what they're doing. and get around them as much as possible, right? And then do the exact same thing they're doing. And from there, you saw there was an immediate shift. If you go back and you watch the videos that I was making, there's a shift in what I'm talking about. There's a shift in my tone and the authority that I have coming forward with everything I'm doing. And it kind of raised me up to be a better version of myself. And that right there kind of, that was a huge, huge deal for me. And so for the very first mastermind that I attended, it was really only like 4 months later that I had the last day that I'd ever worked a job in my life. You know, haven't looked back yet either, and I definitely don't ever intend on doing the same. So we, oh guys, so yeah, I don't know if you had anything else you wanted to share before I started talking about the place that we have and what we're going to bring on, Sarita or Terri?
Maybe just, you know, I guess like you said, you know, I think what one of the things, like one of my biggest mentors is Justin Veringia. I adore him, and he's always, you know, a lot of the things he says I just gel with. I think everyone loves Justin. I mean, come on, but you know, it's that you know, that it just truly rubs off, like success rubs off. Or they say that the first, you know, tell me who your 5 closest friends are, the people that you hang out with, and that's who you kind of become. And it does truly, you know, you are who you surround yourself with. And I'm very, very aware of that. I think it's part of the principles of Think and Grow Rich as well. But, you know, you get truly, don't know what it is, if it's an energy thing or if it's a belief level. But even if someone just looks you in the eye and who have that kind of so-called success, and they say to you, I believe in you and I know you can do this, and I truly believe it, it's almost like something happens. And we had so many amazing breakthroughs. Terri would, you know, agree, I guess, on the first day of our mastermind in Perth, and just like listening to people and really hearing what, you know, what their vision is for the future. And it's just amazing what can happen when you have all these people with the same intention in one room, and how powerful that actually is. And I think that's that part of, I guess, it's that group energy where you know, that can't actually, it seems, it's very hard, or it maybe takes you a long time to do that on your own. But when you're in a room with people with the same intention, with a similar energy, with the same, which usually doesn't happen, because like we are kind of the weirdos want to change the world and live freely, you know, which is, I mean, the crazy people are the ones that change the world. I mean, to be honest, never been successful. Never made 6 figures in my life, and now I've made over 6 figures in my first year of business. Never had any experience. Hadn't worked for over 4 years, close to 4 years, just being a stay-at-home mom, doing it all on my own. Why? Because I surrounded myself with amazing people, and it has rubbed off. And I'm just excited. I'm addicted. I mean, I love events, and now I'm like get paid to be in events, you know, and run them even. But it's just amazing. Like, I would never want to go back to a so-called normal life or a job. Like, life has just gotten so much fun, so exciting. Anything is possible. I get paid to travel. You know, I'm with my children. When I'm with my children, you know, I give them the quality time. You know, I don't worry about bills anymore. Life is just completely transformed for me. And I guess also what's really important when you do something as strange as online marketing, which is not really that strange, but if you have people around you, like family and friends, that don't understand it because you're the only one, that can really bring you down. And that's why I think masterminds and events are so important, because it refuels you with your group of people that are doing the same thing, and you support each other. So even if the people close to you, like your family and friends, that don't understand what you're doing, even if they don't support you, you still have that online support after the masterminds, and you feel like you're not alone. And that in itself can just make a huge difference. Because if you don't feel good about what you're doing, I think you're not going to get very, you know, you're not going to attract the right people to you, because you're not feeling good, and people can tell in videos, you know. But if you're really excited and you really believe in your business because you have that support group around you, and, you know, you're all connected, I just feel like that sustained me, you know. So I just wanted to add that, because I think that's, I call Empower like my second family. It really is. Like, I feel so close to so many people and empower like my family, because we're on the same mission and we all have that same, you know, vision of freedom. Be that traveling like Brian, or being home like Terri with her kids and doing her music, and me being a stay-at-home mom and doing what's best for my family. And it's just so inspiring to be around people who have that same dream, the same vision of freedom and passion, and just living life on your own terms. And I feel like, you know, if you get together with people, it's just like you become stronger in your vision and you become like unstoppable. And that's part of, I guess, why I got so addicted to going to events. And yeah.
That's awesome, Sarita. I love what you've shared there, and you know, I just think, you know, when you tap into your own why and what you're doing, it's so powerful. But then when you come around and you're around other people and you hear other people's passion and purpose and vision, like, it's just so strengthening, and you just realize how diverse we all are, and you know, just how powerful that is, and how it just allows you to summon up that bridge inside yourself to really take those action steps towards your dreams. You know, because if you are, you know, you can have a sense of connection through the virtual world, absolutely, but when you actually come into a room with people, it's just like someone bubbles up inside you, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to go for this, go for creating the vision and the dream that I want to create in my life. And it just brings to mind one of the transformations that happened at the Breakthrough Abundance Mastermind over in Perth. And I just have to mention this story because it was so powerful. One of the participants, Stephanie, an amazing woman who is a survivor of you know, stage 4 cancer, and you know, she hadn't shared an image of herself on her profile picture on Facebook for ages. You know, just at that event, she was just like, you know what, I'm gonna stop hiding behind, you know, whatever image she had there. And her first step was she just actually shared an image of herself, which was a first breakthrough for her, of just allowing herself to be seen and sharing herself with the world. And then, you know, throughout the mastermind, it got to the point where she took off her wig that she has been wearing, and she was just shining. It was the most absolutely, like, it was just so powerful to see her just step into just being true with herself and sharing her authentic self with the world. It was just so powerful. And that, you know, she might have been coming thinking that she was going to learn some strategy or something, and yet there's this internal transformation, and us all there witnessing that transform something inside ourselves. And that was just one example. There was many, but you know, just the power of coming together is just it's hard to even put into words. But I just think that courage.
Yeah, while you're saying it, I was just saying, because I've been speaking to quite a few people, because obviously my income has massively transformed, but it's not the most important thing. I mean, yeah, it's fantastic, and that's the reason I've started this business, but my level of confidence, and like, people say to me that met me, like, I've actually just had a girl join me that she's a friend of mine from, oh my God, like 15 years ago. We went to beauty therapy school together, and she's like, oh my God, you've changed so much. Like, you know, I'm still a little bit shy, but I was extremely shy and extremely introverted, and this business has truly empowered me. You know, the Empower Network is truly about empowering and uplifting people and allowing them to shine in whatever way, whatever you are, whatever you may be. And I think that is just so exciting, like, that you can truly make money through your passion, be it you're a singer-songwriter, or you're a nerd like Brian who likes to travel the world, or a stay-at-home mom who's a bit weird and does weird things like, I don't know, weird stuff like me. I'm not the average mom, but you know, it's I just love it because it is truly so exciting, and the name is perfect, the Empower Network, because it is truly about empowering people. It's about networking and being part of, like, we're all helping here and we're all lifting each other up. And the comp plan is just done so amazingly, geniusly by David Wood, that we're all benefiting by uplifting each other. And it's a win-win for all, continuously. And I just love it. I'm just so passionate about the community, obviously the comp plan, everything, you know, the financial side, yeah, spiritually. It's just that, you know, like I've been in, because I've got a bit of a spiritual background where I lived in an ashram when I was 20. I've done a few weird things, you know, but everyone was always broke. So I never had it was never like full circle. I was around cool people and fun people who lived their passion, but then everyone was always suddenly broke and had to go home, kind of thing. Where now I'm around people who, you know, stand in their power, whatever there may be. There might be spiritual, there might be nerdy, there might be whoever, whatever there may be, stay-at-home moms, musicians, and you can have it all, you know? You can have it all. You don't have to go home because it sustains you in all areas of your life, and I think that's just so exciting. So yeah, I've never been so excited about a business in my life, and to me it's truly not just business, it's become family. It's become like my second home, and even if you go through bad things in your life, like I went through a breakup this year with my 8-year-long relationship. I think without this business, I wouldn't even, you know, like I survived it so well, which I think it's because I had all this support, and I had this supportive network around me of amazing people that keep inspiring me, keep pushing me, and the mindset that we do every day, that's part of the business. It's just, and we're all on that same path together. I just love what I do. I really do. I've never loved something so much in my life, and to me it's way more than business. But it's because it's everything, you know. It's so sustaining on all levels, and that's what I love about it. And, you know, if you're going to come and meet us in like only 4 weeks, I think, yeah, it's only like 4 weeks today or something, then, yeah, I'm super excited to meet you and really find out about you and really help you and get one-on-one time with you and help you, because I think that's, you know, I've been to masterminds where there's over 60 people and stuff, and it just gets sometimes, to me personally, I think it's just hard to spend one-on-one time with people. And keep it a bit smaller, like we did in Perth, and we're going to do this one a little bit smaller. I don't know, I think 20 people or something max. It does become really intimate, and you will get a lot of one-on-one time with all of us, and just connecting and bonding and really getting, you know, any questions you have about your business or any way we can serve you. It's just super exciting and super valuable, and can't wait to meet many of you in only like 4 weeks today. So
yeah. I actually got here for you guys to see it. December 17th to the 21st is when we're going to be doing this. And I think this is a really good time for me to show you guys a couple of pictures of the place. Sarita already posted those, but not everybody here is friends with her. So if you guys can you see my screen right now? Can you see my screen a little bit? See this picture? Is it coming through? Yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, right there. Look at that beautiful view. When Sarita was talking about making videos and being in a really, really cool, exciting place, this is where we're going to be for 5 days. So we'll be getting in on the 17th in the afternoon, and we'll be leaving on the 21st on the afternoon. And really, the bulk of kind of the whole thing will be fun. It'll be really, really awesome. We've got some great stuff planned for you guys, but the bulk of the training will be done Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You know, that'll be the 18th, 19th, and 20th. Here's another view. Got an awesome pool. You know, guys, I just can't wait to get there because that's just going to be so much fun. But one of the things that I really have excelled at is identifying. A lot of people say, like, I don't have a story, you know, I don't have this yet, or something like that. And one of the things that I've been really, really good at identifying in people is that they do have a story, and that, you know, their story is worth telling, and their story can help people. And so one of the things that I really want to do for all of you guys, to give it as a gift to give to you guys, for everybody that comes to the mastermind here, is I want to help you guys make some videos, and I want to help you do it in a way to where you can tell your story. Now, for some of you, that'll be a huge, you know, breakthrough and you know, fear overcome the first time, right? Because I remember the first 20 videos I made, super, super, super nervous. But when you're looking at this background and you're looking at this type of thing, making videos in this area way more attractive than just kind of in your room where it's kind of dark or something like that. You know what I mean? That was something that I know Sarita does a lot of the kind of law of attraction kind of stuff, and I know that when you live in an environment like that, you can't help but think more abundantly. You can't help but believe that this type of lifestyle is possible for you, and that's my full intention with everybody that comes there to moving away to not only get the skill set and have everything that they need to kind of create the life that they want in 2016. But to have the belief in themselves and the belief in others and the belief in their team that this is something that they're going to do. So I know not everybody on here that's watching this right now is in Empower Network, and that's totally fine. You know, what we'll be teaching is applicable to everything. You know, most people in Empower Network have never written a song. But the information, the tools, the strategies, the ideas, and the implementation behind it all it works, right? As Terri proved herself. So that's kind of it for me. What I want to do is I want to help you guys learn some storytelling. I want to help you guys learn video marketing stuff. I want to help you guys learn how to do that through an email follow-up sequence, so that as you're out there and you're growing your online business, as you're generating more and more traffic, more and more views to your videos, to your blog posts, to your content that you create on the internet, you'll also be capturing leads. You'll be getting email addresses of people that say, hey, you know, what you got, I want it. You know, here's my email address, tell me more about it. And to follow up with those people through video in a location like what I just showed the pictures of, it's going to be super, super, super powerful. So that's kind of what I want to do, what I want to give to you guys. Unfortunately, you know, the first place that we got, they rescinded it. And it took me a while to even get my money back from it. But they rescinded it, and we don't have that place, but we have this place. And unfortunately, the main problem, I think, is just as gorgeous, but the main problem is that it's smaller. So we have a much more limited space. So if you're watching this right now, you're in luck. If you're watching this live, if you're watching the replay of this, you know, there's a chance that you may have to wait till the next one, unfortunately. But for everybody on here right now, we wanted to make it super, super affordable. You know, not even $2,000. I know for the one that I did with Lawrence and Toby, it was like $2,600 or something. But that was American, you know, and we're going to be doing this one in Australian, so it'll be even cheaper. So that was something that I really wanted to make affordable for everybody, and I will tell you guys about that in a second. But first I want you to know what exactly you're going to be getting from each and every single one of us. So for me personally, you know, I'm going to share with you my bread and butter, what exactly has worked, and I'm going to do it with you. And if you need your first couple of videos, you want me to be on video with you, I'll absolutely do that. I would love to make a video with every single one of you guys, helping you out, helping identify your story, you know, who you were, how you were able to go from where you are now to where you're going to be after this mastermind, and have it take place in this absolutely gorgeous place. I think it's called Advanced Town. Is that how you say it, Sarita? I see that you're unmuted. Advanced Town is really close to the
I think Terri knows the area better because I'm in Western Australia. So yeah, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Side. I think it's near Byron Bay, right?
No, just behind the Gold Coast.
Just behind the Gold Coast. That's what I thought. Just behind the Gold Coast. So that's where that is. Terri, are you pretty familiar with that area?
Yeah, it's another an hour and a half away from my region, but yeah, familiar with the region. It's stunning. This area, this northern rivers, north coast of New South Wales, south corner of Queensland is just so stunning. It's one of the most beautiful places to come to. So stoked it's happening here.
Yeah.
And
I've been enjoying the hell out of Melbourne, but I'm ready to see more of what y'all's awesome country has to offer. And this looks like the great, exact perfect next step. So Terri, I know that your expertise has been in a little bit different than mine and Sarita's. Can you share with them a little bit about what they're going to get from listening to you when they come to the mastermind?
Sure. Yeah. Well, one of the things that has been really working for me is Periscope, and that's definitely something that I plan to share with you at the event. And if you're not familiar with Periscope, it's a live streaming video app, and to me, it's just that way that you can be real, authentic, and spontaneous with how you connect and build your audience and have leads and sales from. So there's ways to actually really, get that cranking. So I'll definitely be diving into that, so that you can add that to your toolkit. I mean, for me as a mum, I've got 3 children. 2 of them are really little. Sarita can probably relate. It's like to be able to have a tool that actually works for lead generation, and people getting in front of people at any moment without having to set up, advertise some webinar and then invite people to it and then come, follow up with them, and then some people turn up and some people don't. It's like I just hit broadcast on Periscope and I have like between 80 and 150 people listening to me like that. It's just a really powerful way to build your business. So that's one of the strategies that I'll definitely be bringing. And the other is just really, I love helping people connect in really deeply with their why, with what really matters to them, because that really drives, it just drives so much, and it comes through in your marketing. If you're connected with that, it just comes through in the way you share your message with the world. So I'm definitely wanting to help people just really hone in on that in a way that can then be translated through their storytelling, through their video marketing, through their follow-up series, through whatever other marketing strategies that we share with you. But just having that real heart-centered clarity is just crucial. So there's a couple of things that I'll be bringing to the table. Over to you, Sarita. Yeah.
Sarita.
Yes. So I think I will be sharing obviously everything that I believe has really helped my business. One of my possible strengths, maybe really helping people dig into their why and find out what their core message is. Branding as well. Branding. I'm more than happy to sit down with everybody and look at their personal profiles, Facebook profiles, because I do. I was talking to Brian about it the other day, and I'm like, the amount of profiles I sometimes see, and I shake my head. I'm like, gee, no wonder you're not getting any sales. And I think I just have an innate, maybe some intuitive skills there, whatever. I just like, because I truly have I've never been a marketer, but I'm doing things right because I've been to masterminds, I learned about branding, but I also, I think there's possibly some hidden, like that's possible one of my gifts to I just do it so easily and it flows very quickly for me, and I don't have to think a lot about it, but I can really help people and by just looking at their stuff and giving them some direction that could really help them. It's kind of right in my face when I look at people's pages. So, I'd love to do that for everyone. I would love to look at their pages, and I would love to look at their profiles and really help them with their brand and, really get that core message, because I think it's all about congruency. It's all about, sending out the right message. It's all about attraction marketing. So you attract the right people to you that you actually want to work with and that are ready to buy. And and also I'm going to talk about mindset and the law of attraction, things that work for me, my daily methods of operation and things that I do to just keep me flowing, keep me growing, and keep bringing in that abundance daily, So also some business strategies, of course, because that's part of it. But I guess, all those things that help me, and I won't have any, lots of Q&A for people if whatever they need help with, because I'm here to serve. And really, if you come to that mastermind, it's not something I will be withholding from you, I'll be completely straight and honest with you with everything that I do, and that helps me being where I am in this business. So I'm just be that open book. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm absolutely here to serve as well. I'm very, very excited that I get the opportunity to do this. This isn't really something that I've ever done. I've been asked to speak at masterminds before, but I've never been really in charge of kind of planning one. And to be able to do this and to kind of do it the way that I see that Sarita and Terri had done at the previous one in Perth, and to kind of take those success stories and compound on them. That's what I'm really excited about. So right now, if you guys are watching this today, I know that we're coming up on close to an hour. I want to write this on the board here real quick. You guys are want to lock this in real quick, but we've got a really, really cheap price for you. If I'm going to write this up here, but Sarita, if you want to tell them a little bit about it, hold on a second. Discount.
Okay. So you're gonna write up the numbers, or?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So well, I've got an affinity with a certain number, 1111. So we thought we're doing something really special for you today, because you are here live with us, and we have a massive group actually interested of people. I guess there's a true need here in Australia because the Empower events are so far away, and we really want to support. We want to support and bring the culture to you guys that are doing the business here, and help empower Crow to a point that we can bring Dave Wood to Australia, right? Because I think the bigger we become here, most likely we can have events here one day. That's my dream for sure. So we've got to get growing here, and that's my intention. I really want Australia to grow, and I want us to get bigger and bigger and have more and more success stories here in Australia. So that's why we thought we'd do something special for you. And maybe you want to keep going with the numbers?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're the numbers guy.
I didn't want to cut you off, but if you guys look right here, oh wait, hold on, I gotta turn it like that. I think there it is. Okay, so it's briancouch.com/discount, and that is going to be the discount link. That is actually only for the first 7 people that lock in their price at that 1111 before we go to Sarita's other cool, awesome number of 1777. All right, so when we were talking, she was saying that. I was like, okay, cool, yeah. I was just thinking, round even numbers and stuff. But no. So, and that's actually an Australian AUD there. So those are the prices that we're going to go at right now, and that's actually only for the first 7 people, because this one is actually going to be a lot smaller and a lot more limited. So we've got to limit the number of people that can get it at that early bird price. So if you're watching this right now, briancouch.com/discount will take you directly over to that page. And I think I've got one more. Hold on, let me check. Okay, never mind. Cool. So yeah, briancouch.com/discount. That's where you get that. And if you're watching this replay, hopefully you got it early enough, but probably not. It's probably going to be at this price. It's absolutely still going to be worth that. That's 7 days at that magnificent place. You're going to learn all the stuff that we just talked about. Sarita's going to go over, her mindset stuff, and go over. You're going to see all of our daily method of operation, how we're able to have fun, do the things that we want to do, live our own version of freedom, which for me is just kind of being a single 30-year-old, growing out my November beard, traveling around the world, and then for Sarita and for Terri, it's for living the things that they're passionate about, spending time with their children, right? And so you'll be able to kind of get a lot of both sides going on there. And I'm going to help you guys out with video marketing. It's my intention that every single one of you guys, whether you are already an expert at video marketing or haven't shot your first video yet, you walk away there being 100% confident, feeling really, really good that you made the right decision, that you can go out there and you can make videos. And we're going to have some excellent filming crew there. They're going to shoot some videos of you guys doing this thing. We'll set up some bridge pages, some bridge videos. If you're not familiar with what any of that means, you're going to learn. Don't worry. It's really, really cool stuff, and it makes everything happen a lot faster, a lot easier, and it does a lot of heavy lifting for you. When I first got started with online business, I was doing a lot of kind of grunt work, and I was doing a lot of grinding, and I was doing a lot of speaking to people kind of one-on-one, and there wasn't any leverage, there wasn't any sifting and sorting and filtering. I was mostly spending time with people that weren't qualified to be working with me. And when I learned that I could actually just make one video and make it really, really impactful, and instead of spending my time talking to 1,000 people delivering the same message, I could get 1,000 people to watch that video, and I could get them to watch it not because I sent it to them, but because they were actually looking for it right at the moment. Like Sarita said, right at the moment that they wanted to buy something, I was right there helping them out with their problem and showing them how my product and service was a solution to it, right? that right there is setting that up was the biggest form of autopilot income, the biggest form of that mailbox money, right? Income coming in regardless of time spent. I was able to put in effort now, right, to get something done now that's going to pay me for the lifetime of my business. And actually using this exact strategy, some of the stuff that I'm going to tell you guys, I actually made a $3,000 commission 2.5 years after I put the work in, right? I made a video, I put it on a blog post, I did some special things to it that I'm going to teach you guys about in December. And 2.5 years later, I made a little bit of money from it in the meantime, but 2.5 years later, I actually got a $3,000 commission from that one video on that blog post that I just totally forgot that I even made. So guys, this stuff is really, really powerful, not just for right now and setting up your 2016 to be a great year, but for the future and for everything to come, for the future with Australia and Empower Network, for this building this up to be a place that Dave's going to come and visit. I know that Sarita's been in close talks with him on a few things, and what we're doing right now is the very, very start. It's the beginning. So you guys are able to get in right now for a ridiculously cheap price that I think is a little bit crazy, but only for 7 of you guys. And then afterward, I still think less than $2,000 is nothing for what we're doing. So obviously, if you guys are watching this, you probably agree still. We've been going on about an hour. So I'm gonna pass it over to Sarita for her closing thoughts, or if there's anything else you wanted to add to what I said. Let me know if I forgot anything.
Yeah, I think we covered it all. I just wanted to let everyone know, get in if you really take the opportunity. This is an opportunity, and we don't know when we're going to do our next one. I was really lucky that we were really lucky that Brian was here, because he's usually in the States, and we talked about it in Orlando. He's like, "Oh, I'm coming to Australia." I'm like, "Oh wow, we should do something together," and that's how we decided we're going to do this. But yeah, usually Brian's not here, and he's a speaker. He has been with Empower for a long time. He was one of my idols in the beginning, and it just shows that you can be the next Sarita, you can be the next Brian, you can be the next whoever newcomer. You can surpass us all, because it's all up to you. And but one of the things for you to make it work is invest in yourself. And like I've invested in myself. The moment I got started with Empower, I went straight away to New Orleans. I think it was 2 or 3 months after, and I attended a mastermind. And on the last day of my first mastermind, I had my first $3,000 day. So that was my breakthrough right there. And I remember Justin Berenger was there, and we were on this like crocodile tour or something. And I was like, "Oh my God, I just made a $3,000 commission." I was like, I couldn't believe it. And then Justin interviewed me, and I've got it all on video, and I'm like, that was my breakthrough right there. But if I hadn't believed, if I hadn't put the money down before I didn't even have, when I booked my flight to New Orleans, I never even had a sale. I never even had an inquiry. So I booked my flight, put it on the credit card, and then the next day, I actually started getting my first email inquiries, which I totally think the universe, if you're committed to something, if you say, I'm going to do something, like I booked that flight, I suddenly started having inquiries. It's like you're telling the universe, I'm serious about this. I'm not just dipping in my foot. I'm not tiptoeing here. I'm actually committed. I'm jumping. I have faith this is going to work, and I'm jumping off the cliff, and somehow the universe puts in something for you, so you're not going to fall on the ground, I totally believe it. But you got to show that you're committed, you got to show the universe that you really are serious, that you're not just tiptoeing. And I have done that from the very beginning. That's my personality type. I'm a little bit, maybe you can call it sometimes obsessive compulsive, but when I do something, I do it like 150%. I don't do half. So I can be quite intense at times. But it's worked for my business. It's worked because I just put my heart and soul and mind into it from the very beginning in all areas. And I've really listened to my mentors, and I just did what I was told to do. And one of the things was attend every event, attend masterminds, hang out with people that have success and listen to them and do what they say. And I've done it, and it's worked for me. So, just if you feel like you need a breakthrough, come see us. First of all, we're going to have an amazing time. That's another thing. It's not just it's like work hard, play hard, usually masterminds, which is lots of fun. Like, they're always fun. So you're not just gonna go, you know, you're gonna have lots of amazing opportunities to have an amazing time, learn about the business, get great photos, great videos, hang around with people that are very inspiring and can help you with your business. You know, become friends with us, become close with us, and then know that when you go home, you know, we could just, I believe we will do a Facebook group, because that's what I did with my last mastermind, which is still going. We keep supporting each other afterwards, so you never feel alone. So if once you go home and you need support with something, we're here for you, you know? Doesn't matter if you're on our team or not, because you're part of our mastermind. And I will always want to support the people that are serious about their business and have invested money, you know? I always want to be there for you. And that in itself, I think, is very valuable, you know, to know you got that support even ongoing afterwards. So
yeah, absolutely. You were sharing something to me about the Perth mastermind that you guys did like 3 or 4 months ago, and how you still have that Facebook group and you're still kind of supporting those people. Right?
Totally,
like
yeah,
your own
totally.
Totally,
and I mean, we still do, like, even still do hangouts, and, you know, because we keep supporting each other, you know, and it becomes like, that's the beautiful thing about these masterminds, you know. We did, you know, we asked everyone to get accountability partners, and it is really about supporting each other, keep supporting each other, you know, and never stops. And it's just natural. It becomes this natural flow, and it's a win-win for everybody in the end anyway. So it just makes complete sense. But it is that, you know, you can feel a little bit isolated on the internet, and that's why the events are so important for so many reasons. And I guess it's easier once you've met people when you're struggling to reach out, and suddenly, I guess, also for us, you know, like, I get so many messages, and if I don't know someone personally, and I get like so many messages now, like, if I don't check my phone regularly, it becomes too much. I've got to really check my phone regularly for messages. But if I get so many, and there's messages from people that I don't know, obviously I'm not going to answer to them first. I'm going to answer to the people first that I know. And, you know, if you've attended a mastermind and I know you, it's going to be way more likely that I'm going to, like, want to respond to you, just because I know you're serious about your business, because there's so many people who are not serious about this business, and I don't want to waste my time. So I want to spend it with the people that I know, you know, who are action takers, who do what I did, and that's then worth my time, you know. So that in itself, I think, is powerful.
That's awesome. I know for sure, just watching you definitely get to every single event. I was like, that's got to be so difficult, having to fly so far and have all that jet lag and then spend all that money.
Oh,
yeah. It's so expensive, you know?
It is. And, it's intense, but it's been so worth it, you know? Like, it is actually really intense, especially because of the jet lag, and it's very intense, but I'm so grateful, because I wouldn't be where I am if I hadn't done all that, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, if you want to connect with people, you know, like, I never got to hang out with Dave. This was the first time I actually got to spend time with Dave. I think if I hadn't come to every event, he would have never taken the time to really even spend time with me. You know, it's like, you got to prove yourself to the leaders that they actually want to spend time with you, by having results, by turning up, you know, and things like that. And then if you are who you surround yourself with, right, you know, I just know I want to hang out with the cool guys, you know, because I want to go into that direction. And, you know, I want my business to thrive, so I can give back more, I can serve more, so I can fulfill my vision of empowering women more. And I can only do that if I follow the steps and thrive, you know, in my business. So yeah, I don't, like I said, I'm not going to hold back on anything. You can ask me any questions, and if you're part of this mastermind, I will always be there to support you afterwards, you know. So
same for me, and I'm sure Terri agrees.
Yeah. Not all that much to add. I just feel like you've covered so much, but yeah, it's just it's so exciting to come together. make magic happen. You know? And yeah, I'm just excited. I just feel like I'm going to absolutely as well just be there, share everything that I have, like it be an open book for all the knowledge that I have to pass forward to serve, and you know, with that intention that, you know, this not only impacts each of the people who actually make that decision right now or in the next week to come and join us, you know, in December, but that it impacts the lives of the people there, but of course it'll ripple into their families' lives and into the lives of the people that they touch that they don't even know that they're going to impact yet. And I love remembering that there's a much bigger picture, that we're empowering the people who are, yes, going to come to this mastermind, but that our intention is to make really significant ripples around the world for the health of this world, in many different ways. That it'll be different for each person how they contribute to the health of this world, but that's a big one for me, just remembering that this has a bigger ripple effect. And just that, remembering the other, this, you know, saying this truth, you know, 80%, Sarita often says this, I think, you know, 80% is just showing up. 80% of success is showing up. So just, you know, to remember that, and this invitation is extended to you listening live or on the replay to just jump on this, show up, and just take that step in believing in yourself and your vision and your dreams, and just come join us and allow us to, you know, support them to move more into fruition, into reality for you.
Yeah, I guess you said something really powerful there, and it's my last bit, but it is really, I think I wouldn't have made my $3,000 sale. The only reason the first one I made was because people are like saying, you know, I was posting on Facebook, I'm going to this mastermind, and then I was showing pictures, and people were seeing me having fun and seeing this amazing place I was staying at and all these photos and videos, and then people are like starting to pay attention. If you stay in your own little place and you're not really living a very exciting life, people are not really interested, because it's attraction marketing. That's why something like this is really powerful, because we're staying in an amazing place with gorgeous scenery where you can shoot some amazing attraction marketing videos, and people are just gonna, you don't even have to talk about the business. People are just like, I want to do what they're doing, right? And people are just going to be interested in knowing, why are you together with all these people? Why are you having so much fun? What is this mastermind about? What's this business you're doing? And I mean, that's what happened to me. You're creating this interest just by being there, just by posting these videos and photos, and us teaching exactly how to do this. And you will just get inquiries just by being there, and sales. You know, like, at least that's what happened to me. You know. And it's always happened to me. That's why, that's one of the reasons you want to do this. Plus, you can tax deduct it all too, you know. So just remember that, at least for I do my, you know, when I do my tax here, I can tax deduct my flights, my accommodation, everything. You just, it's part of a business expense. So just remember to keep all your receipts and use it as a tax deduction, because you can, you know. So just a little tip.
Yeah, there's a business expense, absolutely. Okay, well, I don't think I have anything else more to share. You know, we've gone over a little bit of an hour, but we'll probably have one more of these coming up soon. But for those of you guys that already decided to buy, congratulations. I can't wait to meet each and every single one of you. If you're past that first 7 early bird special, you know, that's still cool. You know, I'm still excited to meet you guys. I think that 5 days of our time for less than $2,000 is still a steal. So, you know, we're going to do everything we can to make this the very, very best East Coast Australian workshop mastermind that ever has been. Follow up with you guys over time through a Google Facebook group, or sorry, a Facebook, Facebook group, that's what they're called, through a Facebook group that we'll have. And for those of y'all that already decided to buy, that, you know, that clicked on that link right up there and joined, I'll be adding you guys to the Facebook group right now, and we'll get the ball rolling early, right? Because there's some homework assignments, there's some, you know, before you get there, stuff that you can get done so that we could really maximize and get the most out of our time, have a great time, but also still have a lot of breakthroughs. So bye-bye for now, guys. Congratulations to everybody that decided to join. We're going to send this replay out, and if you were watching the replay, thanks for staying into the end.